5 cruises, 10 cruises. I think I read in the Patter last night somebody's cruised for like 1,200 days of their lives, which is amazing. And we've had such an incredible time. And I'm actually going to share my story with you guys here in a minute, but the short of it is this. At the age of 19, I almost died. And when I didn't, I decided right then and there that I was going to live my best life possible, that I wasn't going to limit myself, and that I was going to do everything that I was put here on this earth to be. I think I realized at that time that life is a journey, and I declared right then and there that I was going to live it. And one of those journeys that I wanted to go on was the journey to the Olympic Games. And I think it's kind of interesting that I didn't think about the Olympic Games being a possibility until after I lost my legs. So I always say that you can be anything you want to be at any time that you want to be it. There are no rules. There's really no rules except for the rules that we put on ourselves. And I'm here today because of actually one of my Olympic sponsors, Coca-Cola. They partnered with Princess Cruises to have me here today so that I could relax after the Olympic Games, which just happened about 2 months ago in South Korea. And they also brought me here so that I could speak with all of you today. And just a little bit about Coca-Cola. They are so incredible. They are an Olympic and Paralympic sponsor. They have sponsored the Paralympic Games from the very beginning, and in fact, the Paralympics wouldn't even be happening if it weren't for Coca-Cola and different brands like them that get behind the games and believe in our dreams. And they've helped so many athletes be able to fulfill their dreams. And I actually wouldn't be here today standing in front of you if it wasn't for Coca-Cola. So it's kind of interesting actually standing in front of you because when I was young, I would have never imagined that I would be up here today. I would be on a cruise ship in 2 prosthetic legs, talking to all of you about the Olympic Games. But I think that's the beautiful thing about life, is you never know where it's going to go. You never know what's right around the corner. And I believe that we all have challenges and we all have things that limit us at times and that stop us from doing the things that we want to do. But it's not what happens to us that determines the life that we're going to live. It's how we react to what happens to us. It's what we do with what happens to us that determines the life that we're going to live. It has 2 meanings for me. One, it represents all of the pride that I have for this community of athletes, that no matter how hard things got, that never ever gave up. And secondly, standing on that podium represents kind of all of the hard work that goes into my legs, that goes into my training, and that goes into figuring out what the possibilities are. Now, as if training for the world's largest competition wasn't already enough, I decided at the same time that I was going to train for Dancing with the Stars, the world's, or the TV's largest dance competition. In a way, the story had been writing itself, but I was going to put it on paper. And I have to tell you, I procrastinated. I'd start the story years later. I'd go back. I had no idea how to write a book. But all of a sudden, I decided, you know what, I am writing this book, and it is going to be written by the end of 2014. And when people would come up to me and say, Amy, what is it that you're up to? I would say, I'm writing my book, even though I hadn't even begun yet. But because I believe in the power of intention, the day after Dancing with the Stars, I got a book deal. And I was given 6 weeks to write this book. And it just so happens that the book came out the very last day of 2014. And I have no doubt that that happened because of the power of intention. I didn't try to write a book. I didn't hope that someday I was going to write a book. I absolutely declared it. And I told everybody around me what I was, not what I was going to do, but what I was doing. And so I challenge you guys, whatever it is you want to do today, this week, this month, this year, whatever it is you want to do, declare it. And tell everybody around you what you are doing. I think when we tell people, it holds us accountable. And also it gives others the opportunity to help us along our journey, and it gives the universe the opportunity to conspire to help make those dreams become a reality. The reason why I wanted to write this book was because when I was young, if somebody had told me that at the age of 19, that I was going to lose my legs, that I was going to lose my health, that I was going to lose the life that I knew, I would have said, because I believed it at that time, that there's absolutely no way that I would be able to handle that. You know, we may think that life would be easier without all of the change and all the challenge that comes our way. But I've learned that it's that change and it's that challenge that forces us to figure out what we're really made of. It makes us dig deep. It makes us find our fire. And it makes us get creative, because that's the only way to reach beyond the reality of this current moment, is by accepting what is, and most importantly, daydreaming of what can be. When I look back on my life, I think every challenge, every obstacle, every hardship, every accomplishment, every single thing I've ever gone through has led me to where I'm at today. There's no way to expedite the process. There's no way to have the good without the bad. It takes every single thing that we go through in our lives to be everything you're meant to be. I think it goes for all of us. It's just about changing our challenges into motivators and our obstacles into opportunities to learn and to grow. 17 years ago, when I lost my legs, I had no idea what to expect. But if you asked me today if I'd ever want to change my situation, I would honestly tell you guys no. Because my legs haven't disabled me. If anything, they enabled me. They forced me to rely on my imagination and to believe in the possibilities. And that's why I believe that our imaginations are huge tools for breaking through all the borders in our lives, because in our minds, we can do anything. And we can be anything. It's believing in our dreams and facing our fears head on that allows us to live our lives beyond our limits. So the thought that I'd like to leave with you all today is that maybe instead of looking at all of our challenges and all of our obstacles as something that's negative or bad, maybe we can begin to look at them as blessings, as these magnificent little gifts that can be used to ignite our imaginations and help us go further than we ever knew we could go. Because it's not about breaking down our borders. It's not even about overcoming our obstacles. It's about using them. It's about pushing off of them and seeing what amazing places they might bring us. Thank you guys so much.